Sharon Schweitzer is an internationally recognized cross-cultural business expert, author, and speaker. She has more than 20 years of experience in 80-plus countries as a corporate trainer and lawyer. She's the founder of Access to Culture. So when the question becomes, how are we supposed to be polite in a pandemic? Who better to turn to for advice as what socially acceptable behavior is changing than this international expert? And Sharon joins us this morning from Austin, Texas. Sharon, thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
One of the things that we're really seeing a change in is how we greet each other professionally and just seeing people when we have to go into the grocery store. How are we going to get used to this?
You know, the greetings, especially here in the South, are something that are so important. And normally we are so fluid with our greetings because they have developed over time. And we greet people socially and in business, as you mentioned. And one of the things that has changed all this is the fact that we are socially distancing. And this is something brand new for all of us. We have to stand 6 feet apart. And etiquette is about warmth. It's about being comfortable in someone else's presence. And I tell you what, we just are not comfortable with this 6-foot distance rule. We can't hug. We can't do a cheek kiss. We can't greet people the way we're normally greeting people. And so, you know what, we feel awkward. And that is not something that people in the South like, is being awkward. So we're all adjusting. We're trying to adjust to this new normal. And it takes 21 to 30 days, depending on who you ask, to develop a new.
The one thing that I do find that helps me a little bit is when I do have to go into the store or whatever, when I have my mask on, I'm so aware that something is different. And I also find that I'm not making eye contact with people. It's just sort of like I'm going in and I'm getting what I have to get and I get out of there. So my behavior has certainly changed a whole lot. But I do think that wearing that mask, you know, that new accessory that I have on my face helps me remember that I'm not in here to just browse around in the store, and I'm not in here for a social visit. I'm in here to get in and get out.
That's right. One of the things that the mask does is it covers part of our face. It covers our smile. And the smile is something that we in the U.S. use as a way to convey friendliness, happiness, joy. And so during this time, this uncertain time, what we are going to have to do is we're going to have to use our eyes to smile, and we're going to have to use our eyes to convey friendliness and warmth. And I think what we have to do also is realize that we're just going to have to say hello or wave from a distance, and we're going to have to convey in other ways that we're still human and that we're still kind, because that mask does. It hides a lot of our face, and it hides a lot of the ways that we have in the past used nonverbal communication. And so it does. It changes things for us in the etiquette world and the kindness world.
One of the things that my daughters have told me is that when they go on a walk in the afternoon in our neighborhood, they're hesitant to reach over. They don't pet other people's dogs anymore. And that's one thing that they've noticed. People aren't going over and petting animals. That's part of this as well.
It is, and I think your daughters are very wise, because we are also pet owners, and we don't want someone coming over to pet Fluffy because her leash is barely 6 feet. And so until we know more about what's happening with all of this, we are, and like most families, are probably really respecting the 6-foot social distancing rule. So maybe when all of this clears up and it's less frightening for people and people are less concerned, they will be more comfortable going over to pet the dogs. So I think your daughters are very wise. It's better to just kind of wave from a distance, because our pets, they want to be friendly, but pets don't understand the news. Fluffy, you know, read all the good things the media is sharing with us. So your daughters are doing the right thing. They can just kind of wave from the other side of the street.
One of the other things that you talk about is when you RSVP to an invitation, and maybe we had our previously RSVP'd that we would be going to an event, and as the guidelines have changed per CDC, we don't want to go anymore. We don't feel comfortable going. How do we handle that?
The best thing you can do, and this has happened with a lot of weddings, or it may be a baptism or a christening, what you need to do is go ahead and, it's all right to change your RSVP, but I would also send a note or an explanation and let the host know as much as you really want to attend. You know that normally you would never change your RSVP once you have accepted and said you'll attend, but during this uncertain time, you think it's best for the health and safety of everyone if you don't attend. Many hosts are now changing their events to virtual events. So they may be having just 1 or 2 people and they're doing a video, or they're sending out a clip or a photo of an event. They have to have the wedding because someone is ill, or maybe someone is has a limited time left to be on this planet with us. But it's fine to go ahead and change an RSVP, but it's very important to let the host know why.
Very, very good advice. Sharon Schweitzer, you're filled with a lot of good information, and I am really glad that you were able to spend some time with us today to talk about these new social graces in this new normal that we're in right now. Thank you again, and stay well.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.